Sorry for being a couple of minutes late. What a morning. You see, at precisely 7 a.m., the school district sends out the email saying that registration is open for before and after care, which is impossible to get into if you are seconds late. So my last hour has been a chaos of registering because I don't just have one elementary schooler now. I have two, or for next year. So anyway, I apologize. That disaster of signing forms. We're here though. We're here. We're looking outside and it's beautiful. So I'm going to take a moment. Can we take a moment together? Can we all take a moment? Pause. Let's just all take a moment. Couple of boats out there on Lake Dora. Is that a caravan on floats? Is that an odd? I can't tell. Whatever it is, it's pretty. Sorry. Ooh. 7 a. Why do you put that note out at 7 a.m. that registration is open, causing everybody to. Okay. Chris says life comes at you fast. Dude, so true. All right. Temperatures out the door. 64 in Orlando, 57 in Leesburg, 52 in Ocala. A little cool up that way. First warning live Doppler radar. Picking up some garbly gook over us. Down to the south, though, off the coast of Indian River County. What you doing? What you doing down there? A little downpour working over to Vero Beach. You see that? Let me switch over to the Melbourne radar. Yep, that's Melbourne. That's us. How do you like that? A little downpour. Amy says, I was worried that I was blocked. You only get blocked if you do the bad things. Matt says, roll with the punches. Dude, that was this morning. And I'm 5 minutes late, so I do apologize. 100% my fault. No, I'm gonna blame the kid zone people. Anyway. All right. Let's talk about our forecast today. Serenity now. Serenity now. 76 degrees 11 a.m., 80 degrees by 1 p.m., 83 this afternoon's high temperature. Kind of funny because had a cold front move through, but this is what a cold front looks like late March. 83 instead of yesterday's high. Y'all know what we got to yesterday? Let me find this. I I was doing the 4 o'clock show, and Tony and I are like, wait, really? Hold on. Almanac. That's today's highs. Almanac, yesterday's highs. Let's look at yesterday's highs. We'll wait. We'll wait for the computer. Tammy says 87. At least according to the Climo, 88. How about that? Hottest day of the year has been 88. Yesterday just tied that. We have not yet had a 90-degree day yet, but yesterday we hit 88 degrees. Yeesh, McGeesh, McGeesh. So let's do this then. Let's look ahead and just kind of see where we're going on the 7-day forecast. Okay? We've got some lovely weather ahead. Not a record, no. Lovely weather ahead. Lower 80s for us Thursday, Friday, right? Looking great Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Mid 80s, upper 80s into next week, and there will be a few showers around. Right? Now, if you live along the coastline, we've got kind of the same idea work in your direction. Right? Temperatures in the mid 80s, though, next week instead of the upper 80s. But look at this weekend, some crummy weather for you. Yeah, not ideal. Not perfect. Oh, well. So, yeah, we've got that opportunity for rain. So we'll go back to the inland forecast just for a moment here. And essentially, we've got the opportunity for rain with us, right? Sunday, clouds, storms. That's our next storm system. So let's chat about that next storm system moving in. Beautiful weather today and tomorrow. But look at Sunday, clouds and moisture around. Monday, Tuesday, clouds and moisture around as a cold front moves in, right? But look at Sunday. Not beautiful. I've been called worse by better, but not beautiful, right? Like that we can certainly confirm. Um Wish that we had better forecast for you, but here we are. Now, before you start asking, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that's day 4 is Sunday. Before you start asking, as far as the severe weather threat goes, we're looking at an extended severe threat north of us Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, okay? So that's kind of where we're at. But in terms of the risk for severe weather, should stay north of us. For today, though, as that storm system starts gearing up, some nasty weather there for Texas, right? Level 2 out of 5 risk for scattered strong to severe storms. Decent little flooding risk down that way, too. So let's do this. We'll come back over to our live radar, but instead of our live radar scan, let's go to the national map. Do that. All right. Which, kind of funny, that's not even showing the sell-off Indian River County, which is peculiar. But here we go. Already starting to see some of these storms firing up here over Texas, right? Oh, it's got to go buffer the data. Gotcha. Gotcha. So there you go. So that's that next storm system that's going to be kind of getting its act together. For our Saturday storm system, still west of us, okay? We'll see a few showers, particularly southwest Florida. And then into Sunday, watch how there's a few showers in the morning, but into the afternoon, heavy downpours. Could even see some sea breeze storms, right? And then kind of working out and away. So, yes, it's raining on Starship. So, making plans then, okay? Making plans for the weekend. Saturday is going to be your day to go out and play. A sprinkle or two, but it's the check mark because on Sunday, afternoon showers, afternoon thunder showers as well. All right? That's kind of what we're looking at right now. Right? Questions, comments, concerns? Elizabeth, I appreciate you, and I'm sorry. Today I'm feisty mode. Hmm. So that's kind of where we're at. Anyway. All right. So making your plans. Saturday play day. Yeah. All right. So that's kind of where we're at. Questions, comments, concerns? Matt's asking, is it really going to be 90 next week? Do you see a 90? I mean, could it? Look, we could look at the models. Let's do that. Is it possible? Sure. That's the GFS, by the way. Raw GFS has got 93 on Sunday. I don't think it's going to be 93 with a storm system coming in. 95 on April 5th. So the GFS is going a little ballistic. Are we keeping that a little down? Yes. Yeah, we're hedging our bets with that just a little bit. Yeah. So definitely upper 80s. We just have to see how this pattern ends up playing out, I think, at the end of the day, right? But we do know that there's storm system moving in this weekend. We also know the next couple of days are looking fantastic. The lower of the temperatures on the 7-day forecast, right? So to that point, Gina says 87 is still plenty hot. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But the next couple of days are the lowest of the temperatures. So if you're a fan of the lower temperatures, these next few days are for you. We're building on that heating theme into the week. Hi, Stella. Into the weekend and into next week. Tammy's asking, when do we start figuring in the heat index? We're getting there next week. We're definitely getting there next week. Yeah. The ghosted woman says, I'm ready for fall already. Yeah. Taylor says, sir, you are almost always feisty. Try a different excuse. I just this morning, that curveball from the school was like, William says you look very, very tired today. Thanks for the compliment, William. You look great too. We're doing the best we can, y'all. Allison says, "Thanks for taking the time out every morning for this. I look forward to this each day since I joined." Well, thank you for joining. I'm not in the sweetest of modes. I just feel like I was treading water all morning. So, apologies if I'm a little grumpy. It is what it is. I know you all understand. Now, the thing about this storm system coming is it's been a good long while since we've had any actual decent rains. We love dry weather. We love the sunshine here in the Sunshine State. But here's an interesting little factoid, right? It's been 22 days now since we have seen a tenth of an inch of rain in Orlando or greater, right? And so to that point, the fire danger index has continued to climb in the metro area. Yeah. Yes, Cindy, that's correct. Yeah. So with the fire danger index continuing to climb, the Keach Byram drought index continuing to climb. Like Lake County is under the yellow, and of course we know that when you're under the yellow like that, there's a thing. There's a problem, right? Lake County is under a burn ban, so you're starting to see these things playing out, right? When we look at standby, I'll pull this up here. When you look at the rain deficits, they just continue to grow. And as we discovered yesterday on Coffee Talk, what we discovered yesterday on Coffee Talk is that the 98 wildfire season was in a surplus at this point. So, we're very, very dry. And the rainy season doesn't kick in for about another 2 months. So, we're going to continue to build on this theme. Taylor, so exactly what time is it going to rain in my house? Well, here's what I can do. I can't show you any high resolution modeling because it's just too far out. But what I can do is show you the European model. And at least this will give you an idea of what it's saying. All right. So Friday's looking fine. Saturday, it's going with an opportunity for showers south and west of the metro on Saturday. Sunday morning, already a few showers. Nothing terrible, but a few showers around. This is Sunday morning, right? Now we're seeing into Sunday afternoon. All the model is showing is widespread showers and even thunder showers. Widespread rains, heavy stuff, right? And then kind of clearing out by 11 o'clock. But notice what the European is also showing is a tenth, a half, 3/4, a spritzel of rain around, a decent coverage of rain around, right? And when we compare the European and the GFS, you have those darker green areas, half of an inch to an inch. So essentially, we'll see some areas that'll only get a half inch or less. Then there's going to be some areas that get a half an inch to an inch of rain. Emily. I try to be nice, Emily. I didn't know that it shows you, but yeah, I try to be nice. Anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns? A spritz. Cindy, a spritz. That's not moist enough. Correct. That's not moist enough. When we're 3, 4 inches of rain behind where we should be, it's not enough. That's correct. Just a second. Let me forward the. Let's see here. We need so much more than a spritz. Yes, we do. By the way, can I share something with y'all? You're nice even when grumpy. Thank you. So yesterday, AccuWeather put out their hurricane forecast. Did y'all see that? AccuWeather put out their hurricane forecast. Let me pull this up here. AccuWeather. Understand, I strongly dislike AccuWeather. Like impassioned. I feel like there's so much hype from them. But in an effort of full transparency, I always want to share weather information as best I can. All right. So this is the article from AccuWeather. Of course, ads. Who would have thought advertisement? As soon as I pull it up, ads. Get out of here with that ad. All right. So their headline over at AccuWeather, a dynamic hurricane season predicted. What does a dynamic hurricane season mean? Isn't every hurricane season dynamic? What? So they're calling for 13 to 18 named storms, 7 to 10 hurricanes, 3 to 5 major hurricanes. The average, 14, 7, and 3. Now, to give you an idea, they're 13 to 18, 7 to 10, and 3 to 5 is really not all that different than what we are forecasting, 16 to 20. Now their AccuWeather's going a little bit lower, but yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. But agreed, Chris says, what's dynamic? AccuWeather is forecasting near to above the historical average number of named storms, major hurricanes. What's dynamic? Like, their headlines sometimes are just, what? Dynamic? It's always dynamic. Their activity spots. Oh, this is a video. Oh, wait a minute. There's a video. Should we listen to the video? You guys want to listen to what they have to say? Hold on. Let me reframe this. But they're the competition. Well, let's listen. Let's listen to what AccuWeather has to say. Let's listen. Stand by.
Forecast that was just issued to the public here this morning.
Yeah, the work doesn't stop during the off season. We've been busy all winter preparing the hurricane forecast for this upcoming season. So for this year, we're forecasting 13 to 18 named storms across the Atlantic basin, 7 to 10 of which we expect to become hurricanes. And then of those 7 to 10, 3 to 5 major hurricanes. That's category 3 or above. But the number that everybody wants to know about, how many impacts for the United States. Last year, we saw 6, a very, very destructive year. This year, we're forecasting 3 to 6 hits on the United States.
So overall, not as busy as last year, but still at or above the historical averages. All right, Alex, everybody wants to know, what goes in to making this forecast?
Yeah, there's many factors we look at, and we'll go one by one here. Number one factor that we look for is this transition from La Nina to probably neutral for most of the season. Right now, the waters in the eastern Pacific, a little bit cooler than average, but during the whole entire season, we're expecting things to be right around neutral, but a lot of times those neutral patterns can be very, very close to La Ninas, and when you see that, that indicates less than or lower than average wind shear across the Atlantic basin, which can allow for more hurricanes to form.
All right, also, let's talk about this. With that neutral phase, something that you told me about that I was unaware of, you tend to get more waves coming off Africa, which means more
I just feel like they're yelling at each other.
delicate balance, because if you are, a lot of storms will come off of Africa, and the beefier that they are, the better chance they have to develop. And during a neutral year, we can sometimes get these strong storms to come off of Africa and then develop. But if they're too strong,
that's the overall, like there's an overall season for that. The Cabo Verde Sea, that's normal.
Can actually bring in some dry air with them. So it's a delicate balance here. If we get these storms to be a little bit too strong, they can actually bring a lot of African dust in. And that would actually be a good thing, because that would actually choke off some of those waves emerging from Africa.
Now, last year at this time, we were looking at exceptionally warm water in the Atlantic Basin. Not quite as warm as it was this time last year, John.
Are you guys good? Do we need to keep watching this?
Still, the water temperature anomaly.
Anyway. There you go. So our forecast came out, their forecast came out. I'll also add, and I'm not going to budge on it, but I saw Phil Klotzbach's forecast yesterday. We'll talk to Phil at some point. I actually need to shoot him an email and discuss when I can get him on Coffee Talk. But Phil Klotzbach pens the Colorado State University forecast. He sent it out to me yesterday. He's publishing it. And it goes out public next week. So saw it, and I love what Phil does. I love what his team does. So need to get him on there. There's a respect certainly that I have for Phil and his folks, but I'm not an AccuWeather fan. I'm not going to tell you to love them, to hate them, whatever. I feel like they were just shouting at each other and talking about science. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Everybody's doing their thing. Dynamic hurricanes. What the heck does it's like me saying, like, well, how's your son's behavior? It's dynamic. Go on. Chris, I'm not, but I will say everything that Phil Klotzbach's forecast illustrates is scientifically perfect. So yeah, I love what Phil does. So anyway, he puts it out, I think, a week from today. So I'm sure I won't be able to get him live, but maybe I can grab a tape something with him to discuss it, and then we can air it, of course. So that's on my list of things I need to do today. Let me add that while I'm thinking about it. Email Klotzbach. Set up an interview. Yeah. All right. It's all in the presentation. Hype is there. When you're shouting, you don't need to shout. But anyway, if you're curious, AccuWeather put out their forecast. AccuWeather.com is where you go to get that. Ours is available, wesh.com. If you click there, I believe it's on the homepage. If not, you click on the hurricane part. But yeah, maybe they meant active. If you mean active, write active. Dynamic is just like it's a filler word. To me, it's a filler word. Dynamic is a filler word. So anyway. Chris says, do the interview with Phil 2 days before the reveal and show us the day before. I'm not going to do that. Respect is a two-way street, Chris. I have to respect. He asked that it be held to the chest until Thursday. And I'm not saying it like to be a tease. I'm just saying it just to talk about, it's kind of like news. It's kind of like weather. It's kind of like anything. Like, consider your source, right? And like looking at AccuWeather, we're like, so you're telling us that it's going to be dynamic. Consider your source. That's all. I'm not going to tell you to trust me. I will work hard to earn said trust, right? Phil Klotzbach has earned my trust and respect. So anyway. Mickey, feels like I'm watching one of the cable networks arguing about the weather. Not my cup of yeah, no. I like to sit here. And we can have a conversation, right? Be the dynamic someone else states, Seth says. Maybe they mean we should not have to do this with our news info, but the norm, sadly, lately, Do not get me fired. I'm not. We don't. That's not what we're doing. You and Phil should yell at each other for fun. Phil is such a good dude. I feel like if I were to yell at him, that would just be so wrong. You don't yell at Phil. He's so. I mean, we've had him on Coffee Talk how many times, right? You don't yell at Phil. I'm just here to yell at you for no reason whatsoever. Don't do that. I don't want. I don't like yelling. I don't like yelling. I don't like the yelling. Dynamic means energetic and changing, like a dynamic personality. The change, yeah, yeah, but then say full. I don't know. You know, we all have our weird hills to die on, right? And for me, I have weird, I have weird phraseology. I just don't like. It's like Chamber of Commerce weather. Just say it's going to be nice. Chamber of Commerce weather. Huh? My dynamic dynamite dynamatically detonated to destroy the Oliver, my brain is melting. I thought a changing personality had a more clinic. Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and that's a hill I will die. You see, I still need to see that. Andre's dynamic coffee talk. Ah. Everybody has their thing, Debbie. Everybody has their thing. Your weird phraseology includes Yiddish. Correct. I know I'm a pain in the tuchus. Over on the coast, we call it Bill France weather. And you know, it's so weird, right? Like I don't have a problem with that. Once I learned the term, I kind of liked it. And I've used that. Bill France weather. Makes sense. Chamber of Commerce weather. I don't know why that's just like, ugh. Just talk about the dang weather. That's it, Tara. When I talk to interns, I don't have any I haven't seen any of my former interns in the room today. But when I have former interns, they'll all tell you the same thing. When I'm trying to talk with you, the whole point is you're not going to say to your cousin, it's going to be precipitation falling from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Just say it's going to rain. Precipitation will be Just say the forecast. Ah, at least they didn't say shocking. My YouTube has worn that one out. Yeah, there's that. Yeah. The ghosted woman says Gremlins is a Christmas movie too. Just saying. I haven't seen Gremlins in probably 35 years, so I can't. I have to go back and watch it. I'm your former producer. That's kind of the same thing, except I yell. There it is, Kelly. There it is. I'm gonna sit back for a second. I'm gonna sip some coffee. How you guys doing? Where did the train go off the tracks today? Debbie, we don't? Are you sure we don't say precipitation is falling? No. I hope you don't. When my 4-year-old, Daddy, tell me how the weather is today. Well, precipitation is going to be falling from 2 to 3 p.m. and then we go off the tracks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Leslie, I got to keep my job. I got to keep clean. Linux on YouTube. You got any bourbon in that? Swear it's just coffee. Swear. You can look. I guess it wouldn't even if it wasn't. I'm gonna pour this out everywhere. Swear. Just coffee. Betty Davis, explain 50% chance of rain. My pet peeve should not be a 50% of the air. So if you notice, I try to always say coverage because that's the way I look at it. That's my thing. Ah. Family Guy weatherman. It's gonna rain. There you go. We need some of that dynamic precipitation. That's right. Linux says bourbon confirmed. I don't know that I've ever had bourbon. When your son gets older, you might speak to him more scientifically. Just a warning. Yeah, but even, you know what the thing is with me? I feel like I have been so trained in my profession to read scientific and not say scientific. Because the whole point of TV weather is not to dumb it down. That people have told me that before, and I just don't agree at all. Because you and we talk, and I show you SKU-T data. I show you weather balloon data. That's not dumbing it down. If anything, all it's doing is trying to be very explanative, like a teacher, right? So my vernacular is different. I'm not trying to talk at you, I'm trying to talk with you and explain it. That's the difference. So, sure, it may get more scientific, but I also think I'm very programmed to try and explain the things so that I'm showing you the complexities. I'm not talking down to you, but I'm going to explain what we're looking at, which I think is the difference between doctor's bedside manner, right? A good doctor says to you, you've got a virus, it's a cold or something. And a bad doctor's like, you've got the flivaflevin, and we're going to diagnose you the flivaflevin. You're like, what does that mean? That's the difference, right? And if there's a doctor in the room, I know that flivaflevin is not real, okay? I get it. Made that one up. Get it. Chris says, Dr. Burris. No, sir. Honorary maybe one day, but that's where that's going to end. Ah. Today's gone completely off the rails. Yeah, you have a category 6 flavafleavin. Cindy says a doctor has bedside manner, a meteorologist has cloudside manner. I see what you did there. That's funny. Bum, bum, ba-da. Nicole says, Eric, I would like to believe that most that watch Coffee Talk are weather nerds. Just saying. Agreed. And that's why it's not talking down to you. It's getting into the look on a day like today where I'm just fired up because I had to register for school or register for daycare and they threw it at us at 7 a.m. I was not a good mood. So I just vented to you. And sometimes y'all vent to me and I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. The ghosted woman. Yep, that's definitely what I'm telling my kids the next time they get sick. Oh no, it's the flavafleavin. Oh man. Victoria says the old saying of kiss works best. Keep it simple, stupid. We get nerdy sometimes. We get into the depths sometimes. But at the end of the day, nothing helps if it doesn't get received. And when I started in the business, I was told you gotta keep it. You gotta talk. You gotta keep it simple, stupid. And I get that. You got to dumb it down. But I never liked dumb it down because inherently this is scientific. And my first news director, I got to get him on Coffee Talk sometime. I know we've talked about this. I got to get him on Coffee Talk. Maybe tomorrow. I'm going to text him. He said, just talk like you're talking to your grandmother. You don't dumb things down like you're talking to your grandmother, but you just make sure you explain it. And when he said that to me, Joe Kasha, that was, hi, sweetie. Hi. That was when I was like, I get it. I get it. You just talk like you're talking to your grandmother. You just talk. It's not that they're dumb. They're not dumb. Grandma's not dumb. You just want to make sure that when you say something, you just explain it. That way she doesn't even need to say, I don't know what you're talking about. That's all. That's all. Elizabeth says you're a teacher at heart. I don't know that I could handle having 30 little ones. I can barely handle the 2 that I have. Barely. Okay. How we doing? Grandma's got game. Well, that's the thing. Grandma's got game. You want to explain it, before grandma has an opportunity to say, I don't know what you mean, because you don't want grandma to have to ask. You want to make sure grandma's always got that game. Oh my gosh, Linux, you are feisty. You are feisty on the YouTube channel. All right. Questions, comments, concerns about our 7-day forecast, my friends? Sonia says, if we don't understand, we ask and you answer. That's the other thing. I like to set it up, though, so that you don't even need to ask. I want it so that you just learn immediately. But I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect, so we're going to try our best. We try our best in life, and that's why I know I was feisty today, and I know you all forgive me, because we're just doing the best we can. Some days, what do they say? I love the saying, sometimes you're the bird, sometimes you're the statue. Sometimes you're the one pooping, sometimes you're the one getting pooped on. Today I felt like I was the statue. So thank you very much for hanging out with me. All right. Questions before we wrap up? Questions? Melissa's asking, anything brewing in the waters? No. The Oscar reflection of the pattern should be coming in a couple days. Let's just check. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. A little low off the southeast coast there. Yeah, we're good. Good for now. Hurricane season though is not too far out. And if I don't understand, Eric, I research it. I don't want you to ever have to. I mean, I get it, but I want to always help. I want to always help. That's all. We come for the weather, stay for the snark. Thank God. Thank God you all take me for who I am. And I'm grateful for all of you and take you all for who you are, except the annoying ones. You guys can go. I'm just kidding. We all learn together, and yes, we all have our different weaknesses. It makes us human. Amy Peterson for the win. Create analogies, Eric. Just goes to show how professional and well you are to explain. Thank you. Mickey, I would also say that a lot of my analogies, I don't know. I've always loved analogies, good, bad, or indifferent. And a lot of them are bad. Okay, enough. So we've got nice weather. Just to wrap it up, put a bow on it. We've got nice weather next couple of days. But Saturday, a sprinkle or two. And then Sunday, my friends, showers, even thunder showers in the forecast. Oliver, sorry, tips head and walks away. All right. Thank you all. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. I'll see you all tomorrow morning for Coffee Talk. I'm going to message Joe Kasha right now, see if I can't get him. My first boss, the guy that gave me my first shot. Wouldn't that be funny? All right. Bottom.